In this video, we're going to be talking about dating as a male survivor of sexual assault. Hey there, travelers. Welcome to the island of misfit toys. Today, we're going to be talking about dating as a male survivor of sexual assault. I know we were meant to do this before, but we didn't. We're doing it now. I'm here, you're here. I have my hot beverage here. You're going to pause this and get yours. So let's do it. When I was in varsity, um, a doctor, I can't remember what he was lecturing us on. I think it was on a conflict. He he told the class that he had been sexually assaulted when he was a teenager in secondary school. And that I remember him saying it. I remember him saying that happened to me. The whole class burst out laughing. It was the it was the most real thing I've ever gone through, or at least the topmost. I remember being so startled and so shocked. I looked at the back. I couldn't believe that what was happening was happening. The men were laughing out loud. They were just ha 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 ha. And the women were giggling behind their hands, just and I couldn't I couldn't believe that what was happening was happening. And I was almost so embarrassed to look back at him, and I wondered what would happen if he would carry on with the story or not. And um I did. My curiosity wouldn't let me uh alone, so I did look. And he went on to say that it was a teacher at his high school, and that um it was known finally. And it being known, he the teacher was released. I think it was something weird, like she was just released to go to another school, and he stayed. And that was the end of the story. And people were laughing in that class. And I talk about this while we're talking about dating as a male survivor of sexual assault, because um, this is the world that we live in. These are people that we live amongst. This is what they think, this is how they react. And I know that most of you have already had the displeasure of meeting women that think that this is a joke, and it's not. And it's triggering and it's painful. It's not only painful in a one-on-one way, it's painful because you feel like you're that much further from the culture changing to accommodate survivors. And that's horrible. That hurts. But you are dating and you are looking at this video, and you do want to know how you can date and probably protect yourself as a survivor as well. So let's get into it. All right, I'm gonna be blunt. Everything I'm going to say in this video is going to be blunt. Um, First, you need to know the truth, okay? You need to know your truth, what happened to you, and know it. Have no one take it away from you. Why do I? That's a strange thing to say, isn't it? But I know you know what I mean if you're a survivor. Survivors go through uh, a lot. Sexual assault survivors go through um, A lot of gaslighting and cultural gaslighting. A lot of people will tell you what happened. They will tell you how it happened. They will tell you how to feel about it. They will tell you what to do about it. They keep trying to recreate what happened to you, and they keep trying to rearrange it so that they can be comfortable about it. And so this is why I tell you, know the truth, know it, and be convicted of it. And if you feel as though you're not yet convicted of it, then find ways to do that. Let me tell you why I say this. I say this because um let me make an example, or let me show you something. Emotional abuse survivors um go through something, and this thing is that they sometimes wind up not having the ability to be convicted of the truth. They sometimes even they sometimes even in worst cases have trouble identifying the truth. Why is this? It is because for so long they were told that what they're saying, what they're seeing, what they're thinking is wrong. Everything about them is wrong. And so now being free or being away from that abuser, they still have difficulty in excuse me, they still have difficulty in trusting the information that they have. Emotional abuse survivors may need a lot of reaffirmation. They need you to co-agree with them. They need someone else to say, no, you are right. Yes, you are right. Yes, you are right to feel this way. Yes, this really did happen this way. Yes, this really should feel this way. I don't find anything abnormal with that. I don't find anything wrong with you thinking that. I think you are right. I think this is this way. I think this is black. I think this is white. And if you don't um, give them that at that time when they're seeking it out or when they need it, they will go on not trusting the information that they have, even if they know more about it than you do. Because usually what happens is that they will explain to you something that happened when you were not present, right? And they will ask you your opinion on it. And this is what they need, because their ability to trust the information that they have has been stolen from them repeatedly. It is a crime of the mind. It is the worst crime of the mind. Sexual abuse survivors go through the same thing culturally. And so when you go and you meet someone and you haven't as yet learned how to be convicted of the truth, learned how to identify the truth, learned how to um, trust that what you went through, know that it was wrong, know that it is not funny, know that you are entitled to justice and you should be getting justice. Know that you are entitled to people knowing the truth, right? Knowing the truth and learning a different culture. When you meet people who are laughing, when you meet people who are indifferent to this, and sometimes because of the culture that we were all raised in, having us believe that men are strong and women are that, and it 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 makes people um, tell you things or not really understand what it is you're talking about, because they are told that men are strong and that it doesn't matter if they're in um, sexually compromising situations, because They cannot be sexually compromised because they are strong, and it's just something that doesn't happen. And when you meet these people, you will have the confidence to know that they are wrong. And not that it won't hurt, but it won't, their reaction will not steal your truth. What they say will not steal your truth. It will not um it will not take away from you what you know is true. And so if you feel like when you're meeting these people that it more than it is more than just hurtful that someone would think or even have views like that, not that you're going out and telling people that you are meeting that this has happened, but if you find that if you talk about certain views and they have that view that is wrong, and you get hurt in the fear that this is true or that this is all there will ever be. You are hurt and scared that everyone thinks like this. If you feel like abandoning parts of yourself, if you feel like completely erasing or burying your past and pretending it never happened because you feel like you will never meet someone who understands, then it is probably a good thing, or you should probably consider going into therapy or talking to someone. We have a video here about opening up about sexual assault. This is something that you should try and invest in your knowledge and conviction before you continue on dating. The second thing is accept. A lot of people have a hard time with this because they don't understand what it is. Acceptance is understanding the situation is the way that it is, and it is not going to change to what you want it to be. Accepting and acknowledging that the situation is not going to change to what you want it to be or what you need it to be, at least immediately. Immediately. Change is usually cultural change or community change is usually gradual. It is something that happens over time, and it takes speaking the truth, it takes telling the truth, it takes educating people, it takes informing people, and that is something that happens over time. As you can see, in the years gone by, there are things that were not believed that are now. There are things that didn't happen that do now. And of course, we still have a lot of work to do, but there is a lot of work to do. And there are people who are ignorant, who are still ignorant, and you are going to meet these people. They exist in the space that you live in. And so acceptance is acknowledging that this is actually something that you live in. This is the environment that you live in, and admitting that this environment will not feed your survival needs. As you are a survivor, you have survival needs. One of those survival needs is reaffirmation, is kindness, is protection. And meeting strangers in that environment, you need to know that that is not where your survival need is going to be fed. That is not where you are going to be safe. When you date, you are going to be meeting people, new people you don't know, people who are grown, people who've had their own experiences in life, people who've had their own education or lack thereof, um, people who are different from you. And so it is it is it is a good idea to accept that there is not where you are going to find um there is not where you are going to find kindness. If you find it, that's great. But you go without expectation. You go without that survival need. Acceptance is accepting that that survival need will not be fed there, and so you take it and remove it from that place and place it somewhere where it is better fed, right? We talked about, in another video, we talked about confiding versus telling your story. Take your survival need and have it be fed in true relationships that you already have. If you have siblings, if you have parents, if you have friends, those are the people who are going to be understanding. Or if you have, just try to find someone who is in your corner, who loves you, and be safe there. Be safe there. Expect kindness. Expect kindness there. And that's great. Here, you are on a quest to find a good woman. That means some women will not be good. All right? Some women will not, at least they will not be good to a survivor. And so that is why you need to not expect that you as a survivor will be protected there. Number 3 is qualify. Qualify these people. And by qualify, we all want to walk into a grocery store or sit somewhere at a game night, or walk, in the streets in some way, and meet someone. They say something funny or witty, and you say something witty back, and that's all you need to know that you will be spending the rest of your life with this person. But unfortunately, that is not always the case. When you qualify someone, sometimes when you by qualify, I mean try to engage this person on issues like this. They might be smart, they might be witty, they have that smile, but what do they stand for? Who are they? Do they make an effort to learn about sexual assault? Do they have a duty towards this? Do they think that they have a duty towards making the environment safe for survivors or for people in general having to do anything sexual assault? Do they have a post? Ask them this, all right? And I did say in another video that when somebody's not a survivor, they will need help. They will need to understand what's going on, what's this, what are the things that happen here, there. But you don't want to start from scratch. You don't want to be the reason someone says, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. You want them to have a duty, whether they're with you, whether they're not. You want them to feel like there's a sense of duty to this, not because they have fallen in love. It has to be something about them, not something about you. And this is why I think that it is a good idea to engage them, to ask questions. Ooh, look, here is a magazine. Look, here's a story. Well, what do you think about this story? They're pretty. What do you think about this man who was assaulted by this woman, or this man who was assaulted by this man, or this man who ask. And whilst you're asking, you will learn things that you need to. Someone will probably shrug it off because some people feel uncomfortable talking about things that are sexual assault related. They feel uncomfortable. They don't want to talk about it. They want to exist in a world where this does not happen. And so And so if you see them doing that, you know that you're probably not going to have a good time talking about triggers. You're probably not going to have a safe space talking about triggers, talking about confusion, talking about many other things that sexual assault survivors go through. And so that is how I imagine you will know. Try to engage them on these things. It's not easy engaging somebody you haven't known for a long time about things that are as dire as these, but try anyway. Okay, these are the three things that I believe that you should take into consideration when dating as a male survivor of sexual assault. See you in another video. Bye. In this video,